Hi, everybody. My name is Hannah, and I'm from the Kent District Library, Wyoming branch. And I am here to talk about some awesome graphic novels. This is called More Than Superheroes. So, this is a graphic novel series for both teens and adults. Sometimes there's a little bit of J fiction, it just kind of depends on the theme. But all of these books discussed will be more than the Marvel or DC superhero comics that you tend to find. So, just super fun. I'm going to do this once a month on Mondays. So, I'm going to have this at 4 today, but starting in January, it will start at 4:30. So, if you like this, feel free to join in and stay as long as you'd like. If you miss any books while I'm discussing them, I will list all books in the comment section at the end of the program. So, let's get to it. The first couple I'm going to bring up are actually J-fic for the month. For this month, I kind of wanted something more cheerful to celebrate the end of the year and for all of us making it through the end of the year. So these are all going to be humorous reads. So these will all be kind of goofy little giggly ones. And the first one here is a classic. I'm sure a good amount of you have read it, but if you have not yet, I highly recommend it, and that is Lumberjanes. So this is in the J-fic section. This is a junior graphic novel, but it's really good for teens and adults. It's just fun, and who doesn't like fun? So this takes place in the Lumberjanes summer camp, and there's just all kinds of fun adventures and critters, including yetis and all kinds of fun stuff in this. If you like cryptids, if you like forest creatures, if you like adventures, this is just a really fun one. Like there's the Yeti right there. Lumberjanes is a really fun one. You can also find this online as well. Pretty much any format you can think of, you can find Lumberjanes. The next one, this is my newest pick that I have for you today. And this is called Softies. This is also a junior fic graphic novel, but it's stuff that happens after the world blows up. So the main character of this one is Kay, who is this small child down here. So premise, the planet blows up. He is the lone human survivor, and he gets picked up by these two folks right here, intergalactic trash collectors, and they embark in all kinds of cool adventures. This kind of reminds me of Hitchhiker's Guide for the Galaxy, only for a slightly younger audience. That being said, the art is really fun in this, and all of the intergalactic critters are really cool too. I like that it's something new and fresh, and it's something silly. It's really good for any kind of reader. And I just like the three-eyed fox creature a lot too. Isn't he cute? Look at him. He's really cute. So this is a really, really good one for you. The next one I have, which this one is available as a physical copy, but I wasn't able to get my hands on it, so I have a picture of it, but it's really cool. And this is called Princeless. And the premise of this one is the main character is a princess who is stuck in a tall tower waiting for a prince to come rescue her. It never happens, so she saves herself. Once she realizes that she can save herself, she makes it her entire life goal to save all of her sisters that are also locked up in various dungeons and castles and all kinds of spooky things, to prove that you don't need a prince to get yourself out of these situations. So it's a really cool girl power book. It's also really silly. It talks about some fantasy tropes, like the old chainmail bikini. It's just cool. It's really fun. So if you want a good girl power, humorous graphic novel, Princeless is a really fun one for you. And the nice thing about Princeless and Lumberjanes is they've both been around for a while, so there's a lot of volumes out there if you like it. Softies, I suspect, will be really popular, but is brand new. So this is the very first that is out for the world to enjoy, so to speak. This next one here is actually started its life as a webcomic and got really popular. So it became a physical book as well. And this is Check Please. So this one's really cool. The main character is right here, and he was really good at ice figure skating in his previous school, and he gets a scholarship where he can ice skate, but they don't really have figure skating. He has to go into the hockey team. So it's a big learning curve, and he discovers that he's really, really fast, but he also is petrified of getting hit, which is a problem when you're in hockey. So it's going through that, and there's also a really nice love element as well, because he starts to develop a crush on the captain, and he also shows love by baking pies. So there's a lot of really fun baking scenes in this. It's just a well drawn out book. And there's a couple volumes out in physical print, but most of this still lives in the web. You can get a hold of it in ebook collection in our collection as well, but most of it is going to be available as a webcomic. But if you're like me and prefers the physical copies for graphic novels, usually this is a really good one for you. The next one I have, I would say this is probably my most unique one out of the bunch. And that is Dead Endia. This reminds me of something you would find on Cartoon Network. The reason is the artwork just has Steven Universe vibes to me. Not quite sure why. It just does. So this one, the main character is Barney. Barney is looking for a job and finds an awesome dream job in a haunted house theme park. Yes, it exists, and it exists in this book. So it just goes through all of these adventures and shenanigans of having a summer job in a haunted theme park. And you have all kinds of cool characters. It's very colorful. There's really nice friendship arcs. There's good likable characters in it. And if you like a nice teen read that's colorful, that's clean, but also has some spooky stuff in it, then this is a really fun one for you. And it's just good for everybody. Here we go. So let you look through here a little bit more. All right, perfect. And those are all of the teen and JFic ones that I have to share with you. The rest that I'm going to share today, these are technically adult fiction. They're still really good graphic novels, but they're going to probably have more adult content, and sometimes they're going to have a little bit of gore to them. So just a heads up for anyone that's not so into that, then these ones might not be your jam. But if that kind of stuff doesn't bother you too much, then these are really good ones for you. And for the most part, yeah, all of these are going to be collections that have been put into book form. So they're going to be a lot of really short stories, or like if you are on Instagram, for example, one of these, they're usually like short little web comics, and they just stuck them all together in some books. But they're really fun when you just want something quick and light to read during the holiday season, when you just need to escape in a book for a few minutes. So let's get into it. My first one is one of my personal favorite illustrators and creators, and that is Sarah Scribbles. And this is part of the Herding Cats collection. One of my favorites is this is Fuzzy. Isn't that great? I just love books that have a little bit of fuzziness to them. Just a really fun book to hold. And this is just a really good collection of Sarah Scribbles' work. So I'm sure you've probably seen her stuff before. Tends to be very slice of life, adulting kind of comics. And we have quite a few of them in the collection as well. And what's also nice about these is these are available in both physical form, so like the one I'm holding right now, and they're available on Hoopla as well. So you can get a hold of them via ebook. And I will say, usually I'm kind of picky about reading graphic novels on tablets, but Hoopla does a really good job with their graphic novels. So if you haven't tried reading graphic novels via ebooks because you're picky about it like I am, Hoopla does a really good job with it. So my next one, I found this very fitting because Mandalorian just ended their season, which made me put Star Wars on the brain a little bit. This is an oldie but a goodie, and that is Darth Vader and Son by Jeffrey Brown. So this is a what if, an alternative history comic book collection of if Darth Vader was a more present father in Luke's life. There's a bunch of different offshoots of this too. There's one with Leia. There's all kinds of cool ones. But this is where it all started. And it's also my personal favorite out of the bunch. And it's just funny to see Darth Vader in his full Darth Vader gear dealing with stuff that every parent has to deal with. And I just think it's very fun. And it's very cute too. Yeah. So if you like Star Wars, this is just a cute one to go through throughout the break. Let's see. Is there one more? There's one more little fun one here. Yeah. See, isn't that fun? Love it. This next one, this is probably the oldest one of the bunch. But if you haven't just read a bunch of Kate Beaton's work before, Hark a Vagrant, highly recommend it. And when it's in this cool book collection like this, you can have your giggles all in one spot. And these are just wonderful. Tons of different stuff in them. Basically just pokes fun at a little bit of everything, historically speaking. For the most part, these are all historic events, and then there's comedic twists to them, and sometimes there's a little bit of modern humor thrown in there as well. So if you are just a history buff that also likes to giggle at things, this is a really fun one for you. And then this is the one I was referring to earlier. This is the one that actually started out on Instagram and has a very popular Instagram page. And then that took off, and then eventually it came into physical books like this. And you can even get cool knickknacks, which is the truest sign that you've made it, when you can start to buy knickknacks of things. And that is Stranger Planet by Nathan Pyle. So this is just slice of life, trying to figure out the joys of being an adult human in this world, but told in the perspective of aliens that are like us, but not quite like us. And aesthetically, it's quite pleasing to look at as well. Like, here's one of my favorite ones about birthdays. Love it. Super cute. So if you just want a bunch of these in one handy collection, this is really fun. Stranger Planet. And then my last one is also, they exist online, but it's really nice to have all of these in one handy dandy spot. And that is Matt Tarpley's comics collection of Cat's Cafe. This is insanely cute. I will tell you this. So this is just an entire little animal-filled town that is all centered around the Cat's Cafe, which is kind of the main social hub. So there's a bit of coffee shop humor. It's just really cute art in it. It also discusses slice of life kind of things. And there's just really likable characters. Like the little bunny that tries really hard but can kind of have social anxiety get the better of them sometimes. There's the penguin that's the regular that is also very adorable, but at times is not so good at knowing when people want alone time. All kinds of good stuff. So if this looks appealing, check it out. And that is all I have to share with you today. So everything that I am going to discuss, I will list in the comments section at the end of this. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your year. I will be back here in January at 4:30. If you'd have like any suggestions or ideas about what we might discuss next month, feel free to add a comment. I do read through those. And have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.